I am no veteran like Bob Pompiani, so this is going to be tough. But thanks, Bob. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the American Cancer Society and my new friend, Sarah Galliotto. Where are you, Sarah? For this tremendous honor this evening. Sarah worked her butt off for tonight, so everything you say, I mean, she worked her butt off, so thank you. And as a matter of fact, I'd like to dedicate my speech tonight to your father, my fellow warrior who's also battling stage 4 colon cancer. So this is for him. I'm crying already. Pulled together. So when I asked Sarah what to expect this evening, she said, well, it's not a dinner, it's a cocktail reception, so it's going to be a lively bunch. And I said, a lot of people and a lot of alcohol. This speech is going to be great. Drink up, so hit the bar. Sorry, players, not you guys. Next, I'd like to thank all of the generous sponsors and donors who made this evening possible, and for the American Cancer Society, I'm going to call out UPMC, thank you, where I received my treatment. Dr. Stanley Marks is one of my physicians, and all I can say is thank God for HIPAA, because you don't even want to know what that guy has to put up with being my doctor. So I love you, Dr. Marks. Next, I'd like to recognize and thank all of the distinguished coaches in the room. And my husband, Drew, he went to Robert Morris, and he was stat man his senior year. He was the manager, nerd galore. And so now he's, you know, he's a big booster, and he's a big super fan, as I call him, and everything. And I was telling him, I said, so big news, I'm going to be the mission speaker at Coaches versus Cancer. And he said, how did that even happen? And I said, well, I sent an email to Sarah, and I said, if you need somebody, I'm available. And I said, I'm friends with Andy Toole. And my husband said, you've met Andy like 3 times. And I said, hey, in Pittsburgh, that makes you like best friends, so like this. So, but I grew up playing basketball. I went to Norwin High School, and wait, I hear him, wait. Knights, thank you. Go Knights. And I was talking to Susie earlier. I played at Top Cagers down in Turtle Creek. It was like the Hoosiers gym, you know? And I grew up playing against Susie and all of her sisters. And my teammates and I kept saying, how many McConnells are there? Like, they just keep coming. We can't take it. But great family, and like me, Susie did the decline from Penn State down to Pitt. My husband said, this is a largely Pitt crowd, watch it. But no, I'm going to redeem myself right now because I went to grad school at Pitt, and I met my best friend and the best caregiver in the whole world, my husband Drew, at Pitt. So he always says, I know you don't like to admit that, but so I love Pitt, and I love you, Drew. Thank you. So, okay, so speaking of my illustrious basketball career, this will be short, because I only played in high school. True story, I emailed my high school coach for some moments for my speech, and he never got back to me. And no, true, it's true. And I know he got the email too. But, so that's pretty telling. I wasn't very good. But anyhow, I was a center in high school, and I'm only 5'11", and back then I ran about 155. And I'd have to jump ball against ginormous girls, okay? One of whom I have to call out, her name was Connie Hurt. Okay, oh, she was huge, okay? I love her, I mean, a tremendous basketball player. So, okay, so true story. So she went to Penn Hills, and so we're down at Top Cagers, and I have to jump ball against Connie Hurt. Okay, So my teammate Heather says to me, she's like, I think you should just go up and go like this. You know? And I said, I could do that. But she said, so what are you going to do? What's your strategy? And I said, I don't know, Heather, but I'm going to give it all I got. And that was the start of a mantra and an attitude that would guide me for the rest of my life. So when our younger son, Emmett, was diagnosed with a rare chromosome disorder, and the doctor told us he will never walk or talk, get used to it, in those words. And mine and Drew's whole world was shattered that day, and any hopes and dreams that we had for a normal child were shattered. And I could have given up, but I didn't accept that, and I looked at that doctor, and I said, well, we're going to give Emmett all we got. And today, Emmett's not here, he's home with my parents, but he walks with assistance, and he does way more than anybody ever thought he'd do. Wait, you're coming up next. Save it. So Emmett at home, I love you, Emmett. So when I was diagnosed with the most aggressive type of stage 4 colon cancer, with cancer in my rectum, liver, 19 lymph nodes, and 5 spots on my lungs, it was tough. And if you look at the statistics for people in my situation, it's not good at all. So I saw another doctor down at Hillman, Dr. Nathan Bahari, and I said to him, so what are my chances? I looked at his face. He said, I don't have a crystal ball. A lot of this depends on you. And I said, well, if it depends on me, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to kick ass. And I did. And he said, that's what I wanted to hear. And then I walked out and I fainted, but that's a whole nother story. That's next year. So despite that bravado, for about 3 days after my diagnosis, I was really scared, and I wasn't very sure of my future. The turning point came when Griffin, who you just saw, videographer, we sat on the couch in the sitting room in our den, and he said, Mom, are you going to die? And that was hard, because my family is my whole world. They are what I live and breathe and exist for. And I said to him, no way, not anytime soon. And I said, I'll make you a deal. I'm going to give it all I got. And when you get your braces off in 2 years, I'm going to be past this crap. Griffin got his braces off 2 weeks ago. And as you heard, right now, at this point in time, I am disease-free. So, coincidence, support system, a lot of prayers, trust in your doctors, trust in God. But he still has a retainer. I go to chemo tomorrow. But we're both doing really well. And Griffin, I love you. And thank you for taking such good care of me. All right. So I'm going to wrap it up because you want to hear from Bruiser. So my mission message is simple. When you look up at the score and it's 90 to 10, it sucks. It's tough. And I know because my score was 90 to 10. And so you can give up, you can half-ass it, you can mail it in, you can think it won't make a difference, or you can give it all you got. I did that. I do it every single day, and it saved my life. So tomorrow, when you go back to work, and players, when you go back on the court, and you start the season, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, give it all you got. You'll never regret giving your best effort at anything. And when you win that jump ball against Connie Hurt, you let me know, because I will be here. Thank you.